Hi everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. My name is Rachel. Today our yoga practice is about finding stillness. So we're going to flow a little bit, but we're going to take time in each pose just to feel our breath, to find stillness, and to just feel good. So if that sounds good to you, find some space to move. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let's get started. So we'll begin today by just finding a comfortable seated position. So whatever that looks like for you, you can make your way there now. And then just letting your eyes close. You can place your hands on your knees or in your lap. And I just want you to start to take a nice big breath here. So breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And do that again. And one more time, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nice work, you guys. So just staying here, sitting down comfortably, letting the eyes close, and we're just going to take a few more breaths here. But you can breathe however feels good, through the nose, the mouth, one or the other. Just finding what works best for you and settling in. And just letting go of your day, of your week or weekend, wherever. So let's start just finding a comfortable seated position. So whatever that looks like for you, you can make your way there now. And then just letting your eyes close when you're ready for it, placing your hands on your knees or in your lap. And we're just going to take a few breaths together to get things started. So inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. One more inhale. And exhale. Awesome job, you guys. So now you can breathe however you want to breathe, through the nose only, through the mouth only, or a combination of the two. But just keep your eyes closed. Bring a little bit more length to your spine. And just take this opportunity to find stillness through your body. So your first opportunity today to find stillness is sitting comfortably, resting your hands, your fingers, softening through the shoulders, lengthening through your spine. And whenever that itch of the nose may come to you, you're just going to let it happen. You're just going to resist scratching your nose. And just find stillness, feeling your breath, scanning your body, and just finding a little bit of peace here. Nice work. So we'll take a few more breaths here. Again, being as still as you can be. The only thing really moving is your tummy as it fills up with air, and then as it empties the air. Beautiful, you guys. Stay for another full breath. Inhale. Exhale. And starting to bring a little bit more length to your spine. And you're just going to start to turn your upper body over to the right side. So coming for a twist. So you can bring your hands with you. Sit up a little taller if you can. Just turning your upper body to the right. Maybe the eyes are remaining closed, holding it here in the twist. Again, finding your stillness. Finding your breath. Taking one more full inhale and exhale. And then turning yourself very slowly back to center and over to the other side. So over to the left. Sit up a little taller if you can. Twist. Just taking your body as far as it wants to go on the twist, but not trying too hard to pull yourself in any direction. Staying for another full breath. And then slowly bringing yourself back to face the front. So place your hands on your knees. Roll your shoulders up to your ears. Pull them back and down. Do that again. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. One more big shoulder roll. Awesome job, you guys. Feel free to open up your eyes. Now we're going to come forward onto our hands and knees. So finding tabletop position. Slide your wrists so they're right under your shoulders and your knees are going to come underneath your hips. As you inhale, drop your belly, lift the chest, looking forward or maybe looking up. And exhale to round through the spine. Squeeze your belly button in, draw your chin towards your collarbone as you push into your palms to open up through the shoulders. With an inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, and exhale to round. One more inhale. Just warming up through the spine and exhale. Slowly coming back to a nice flat back. We're going to tuck our toes underneath and lift on up into downward facing dog. So keep those fingers spread nice and wide. Your feet are about hip width apart and you can take your dog for a little walk just to get things moving, to stretch those calves. All the while finding your breath. And let your head be heavy here. See if you can just look to the bottom of your mat. Starting to draw your belly button back towards your spine. Nice work, you guys. So if you're pedaling your feet, I want you to just stop doing that. And we're going to take a few breaths in downward dog, being nice and still. So just think about softening through the shoulders, lengthening through the arms. You may have your knees bent to create more length through the spine. Do that if you need it. Don't worry about bringing the heels towards the mat. That will come with time. All you need to think about is breathing and drawing your belly button back towards your spine. Just feel your body. Feel your breath. And with your next inhale, starting to look to the top of your mat. Exhale, walk your feet all the way up. Pausing in your forward folds. Let your head be heavy. Your upper body be heavy. Your arms can dangle or you could hang onto your elbows. Just feeling the length through the back of the legs. Again, just finding stillness. Resist the urge to rock your hips from side to side. Just feeling your breath, finding your balance, folding forward. So slowly releasing your hands back towards the floor if you're hanging onto your elbows. Bending your knees a little bit. Inhale, lift your upper body halfway up. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, folding forward. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Plant your hands, step or walk your feet all the way back into your downward facing dog. So again, set up your down dog. Spread your fingers wide. Bring your feet hip width apart. And then we're just going to find stillness. So one thing to check here. And your down dog, if you can see your heels, if your heels are kind of coming into the middle, I want to turn them out just slightly so that maybe you can't see your heels anymore. They're hiding between the rest of your feet, your toes. And then from here, you might feel just a little bit more stretch to those calves, bringing length towards your spine. So again, if you need to bend your knees, bend your knees. And then just find your breath, find stillness. Nice work, you guys. Stay for another inhale. And exhale. Inhale to look between your hands. Exhale, walk or step all the way up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. One more. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, plant your hands. We're going to take that right foot and step it all the way to the back of the mat, finding a lunge. So if you want to drop your back knee, you can drop it, or you can keep the back knee lifted. But just stay nice and light through your fingertips here, you guys. If you can, use those legs as much as you can. Start to pick your chest up off of that front knee just a little bit. Still probably touching your front knee, but just start to use your core strength so that you're not completely resting on that front knee. Breathing in the lunge. Nice job, you guys. So take another inhale. And exhale. Drop your hands and step your front foot all the way back into downward dog. Bring your big toes together. Inhale your right foot up towards the ceiling, and exhale. Send that right foot through, finding a lunge on the other side. So feel free to drop your back knee, getting low in those hips, taking some weight out of those fingertips if you can, waking up those legs, just finding your breath, finding stillness. Nice work, you guys. Stay for another inhale and exhale. Bring that back foot all the way up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Nice, you guys. One more. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, plant your hands. That left foot is coming all the way back into that lunge. One more time. Or I guess there'll be another one. So just send that leg back, drop the knee if you want it, and start to take some of that weight out of the fingertips, perhaps, if you'd like to give that a try. And staying for another full breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale one more time. And exhale. Plant your hands. Step your front foot back. Downward facing dog, except your big toes are going to come together. Inhale your left foot up. And exhale. Send that left foot to the top of your mat. Find your lunge. This will be the last one. So settle in. Waking up those legs. Breathe. Maybe a little bit more weight is coming out of the fingertips, maybe not. Finding what works for you. And then just feeling the breath. So staying for another inhale. And exhale. Bring that back foot all the way up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. We've got 3. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, folding forward. One more. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen that spine. Exhale, plant your hands. Step or walk your feet back into downward facing dog. Just finding your breath. Settling in. Resisting the urge to take your dog for a walk or move the hips around, and just finding stillness. Beautiful, you guys. With your next inhale, start to shift your weight forward into a plank. So only thing really moving are your shoulders. They're coming over top of the wrist. And again, you can drop to your knees, but we're just finding stillness today. So find a plank that suits you. You could be on your forearms as well. And then just breathe. Beautiful, you guys. Stay for another inhale. And exhale. Push yourself back into downward facing dog. Walk your big toes to touch. Inhale your right foot up nice and high. 3-legged dog. And exhale, send that foot all the way to the top of your mat. So we're going to drop our back knee this time. Everybody in that lunge, and sink your hips down and forward. So really getting into those hips, that hip flexor on that left side. So from here, you have the option to reach your arms up above you. Maybe lean those shoulders or pull the shoulders back just slightly to get a back bend. But I want you sending those hips down and forward, really thinking about that hip flexor. The back bend just takes that stretch further. So if you don't need it, you're probably up here. Maybe even your hands are on your knee, but going as far as feels good for you. Just softening the breath. Crescent lunge. Finding stillness. Beautiful, you guys. Take one more inhale. And exhale. Bring your hands to the floor. Keep the left hand there. Right hand's going to come to the knee or reach all the way up. I'm going to give you the option to lift the back knee this time for the twist if you want it, but keep the knee down if that works best for you. Drawing your belly button back towards your spine. Twist. If it's too much to reach up, you could always bring your hand to your hip or to your knee. But again, just taking this opportunity to find stillness. Nice job, you guys. Stay for another inhale. And exhale. Bring that right hand down. Drop your knee as well. Sending your hips back for a little half splits, a little hamstring stretch. So straightening that front leg. You can flex your foot here, or you can relax your foot, but just drop the chest as much as you'd like to get into that hamstring, into that calf. And just breathing softly wherever you're at. And just being somewhere where you feel a stretch to the back of that front leg. So straightening as much as you need to get that stretch. Nice job, you guys. So we're going to be bending into the front knee a little bit. I just want you to drop your front foot down. So you're going to have to put some weight into your hands because we're going to step up onto our back foot. So it kind of looks like that. So both of the heels are going to be down on the mat. We're kind of moving into our pyramid pose from here. So both legs are straight. If you need to come up to adjust your stance, you can. But we're folding back down to get that stretch of the hamstring. So if you can't touch the floor, that's fine. Just bring your hands to your hip. But I ask that you work your core and your back here by drawing your belly button back towards your spine. If you are able to bring your hands to the floor, then you can kind of relax the upper body a bit. If you do have some props, pillows, blocks, or whatever around you, you could place them under your hands. But since I didn't tell you to grab those things, don't worry if they're not close to you right now. We're just getting a nice stretch to the back of that front leg still like we were in those half splits. And we're just going to take one more full breath on this side. And with your next inhale, start to look forward. And as you exhale, you're going to step or walk that back foot all the way up to meet the front foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, plant your hands, stepping on back into your downward facing dog. Big toes are going to come together. Inhale your left foot up and exhale to send that foot through. So dropping the back knee, setting up that nice low lunge. Sinking those hips down and forward, and then maybe keeping the hands on the mat, or maybe starting to lift the chest, reaching up if you want it. but getting into those hips. And then you have the option to pull those shoulders back if you want to take it further. But don't worry about going too far. Just finding what feels best for you. And then finding your stillness, feeling your breath. Taking one more breath in. And slowly exhale. Place your hands onto your mat. Well, at least the right one's going to stay down. Coming into that twist. So you can bring the left hand to the knee or reach all the way up. Maybe lifting the back knee for the twist. Maybe not. But again, just a few moments here to be nice and still. To breathe so strong, you guys. This one's not easy to be super still in. So just find your breath. Focusing your gaze. And just one more inhale. And exhale. Release your knee down, your hand down. Send those hips backwards, straightening that front leg. Find your half splits. So maybe you've got a big bend in your knee, but you're still feeling a stretch to the back of your leg. You can try and flex your foot, or maybe you can straighten the leg a little bit more, but just play around with it a little bit. Find what gives you the best stretch. And you might have to drop your chest a bit. Nice work, you guys. So we're going to just bend into that front knee a little bit. And then remembering that we're going to step up onto that back foot. So however you want to get that back foot onto your mat, setting up for your pyramid. So both legs straight, both heels planted. You can find your hands on your hips. Engage that core, or maybe you can relax a little bit and bring your hands all the way down towards the mat. So again, we're just trying to feel a stretch to the back of that front leg. And just a few more breaths here. And then using an inhale when you're ready to look forward. And exhale, step your back foot up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway, nice flat back. Exhale, one more, inhale. And exhale, plant your hands, step or walk your feet back into a plank. Just one more breath in here. And use an exhale to lower yourself all the way down onto your tummy. So we're going to untuck our toes and find the top of our feet. You can keep your feet together, hip width apart, or bring them out nice and wide, like to the edges of your mat. We're coming into Cobra. So your hands are going to come under the shoulders. You're just going to lift your chest, roll your shoulders back and down, and really squeeze your elbows into your sides. So you can stay low, or maybe you want to straighten your arms a bit more, but just pulling the shoulders away from the ears, letting your hips, your legs just be really heavy on the mat. And as you lift your chest, maybe you're feeling a nice stretch through your abdominals, feeling this through your back, so soften your glutes. And then just find your breath. Finding your stillness. Nice job, you guys. So take one more inhale. And exhale, lower your chest down. You can bring your legs back together. We're just going to push ourselves up onto our hands and our knees and then into downward facing dog. So pop on up into down dog. Use an inhale to look between your hands. And exhale, walk or step all the way up to the top of your mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Reach your arms out wide, look up. And exhale your hands through heart center and down to your sides. So we're just going to step our feet out nice and wide. So if you want to turn on your mat so that you can have a nice wide stance on your mat, you can. But we're going to bend into the left knee. So we're going to bring our hands to the floor. And then we're going to bend that left knee a lot. So you can keep your right leg straight. And it's almost like you want to bring your hips to the mat, but you're not going to quite go there. Maybe you can, but I can't get there. Also, if your heels lifting off the mat, that's okay. Maybe you're getting a nice stretch through the back of that ankle. Perfect. Keep your hands on the mat. So I like to flex that foot that is out to the side, but that's up to you. I'm also getting a stretch through my inner leg here on that straight leg, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to work on your balance a little bit here. So maybe take your hands and just place them on your knee. You can lift your chest a little bit, or maybe you want to bring your hands to prayer. So again, another opportunity to just find stillness. A little trickier because we've got to balance. And by balance, I mean I'm on the ball of my foot. My heel's not down, so it takes a little bit to balance here in this one. And just feeling your breath. Whatever sensations are creeping into that ankle, just let them go. Beautiful, you guys. Start to bring your hands back down to the mat. We're going to switch sides, so just walk yourself over. Bend into that right knee this time, and then just take a moment to straighten that left leg. I'm just going to move my foot a bit. So yeah, make any adjustments you need to. Flex the foot if you want it, and then starting to just take some of the weight out of the hands perhaps, or maybe you want to keep them down. It's up to you. Finding that balance, that breath, and then just settling in. Maybe this side's a little wobblier than the other side like it is for me. Feel free to add a little curve of your lips. I think when you curve the corners of your mouth, what do they call that? A smile, I think. Oh. Hopefully that didn't make you fall. Nice job, you guys. So slowly bring your hands down. Woo! If you fell back like me, all good. Just make your way back up. So we're going to walk our hands to the middle of our mat. I want you to take your feet out a little bit wider maybe. So a nice wide stance. Turn your toes so they point straight forward. And then we're just going to let a little bit of a forward fold come here as we drop our chest, feeling this through the back of our legs. You can reach for your heels, your feet, or just let your hands rest on the mat. And then nice and slowly, I want you to start to come back up. So our hands are going to stay planted. If you need a block or a book or something because you can't quite get your hands down on the mat, you could go grab one. But your right hand, or no, let's do the left hand, is going to come into the middle of the shoulder. So just move it so it's in the center of your mat. It's going to help you balance. And then coming for a twist. So just starting to lift that right shoulder up. You can add your arm. You can extend your arm all the way up towards the ceiling or place it on your hip. But just twisting through the spine here, through the upper body. Still getting a nice stretch to the back of those legs. Breathe. Staying for one more breath in. And exhale. Bring that right hand down and then switch sides. So twisting the opposite way. Awesome job, you guys. Staying for one more breath in. And exhale. Lower those hands down. We're going to step our feet together and then find our knees. So just come down and sit on your heels. So we're just going to start by lifting that left knee up off of the mat. So just leaning back a little bit. You guys, I just noticed that my shirt matches my mat. How weird is that? So lifting that left knee up as you start to probably feel a stretch to the top of your foot, the top of your ankle. You can add the right knee, kind of wants to pop up as we lean back a little bit. So just keep your hands behind you for support. However, if the right knee doesn't want to lift up with the left, keep it down. You can switch sides in a moment, but we're feeling this through the top of the feet, the ankles, maybe even into the shins. So if you're doing one side, you can switch. So you can bring the right knee up and the left knee down. If you're feeling good and you're feeling like you want to work on your balance again, you can take your hands off of the mat and just find that balance on the top of your feet. So maybe bringing your hands to prayer. If this is tricky for you, maybe just try to bring one hand up and then the other hand. Or maybe don't even do that. Just keep your hands on the mat. It's your practice, so whatever you want to do, feel free. Always exploring new opportunities when given the chance, but if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Awesome, you guys. So bringing those knees down, so one knee or both knees. Your hands are going to come forward, and you're just going to slide your knees out nice and wide. Bring your big toes together, and sit back on your heels for child's pose. So just feeling your breath here. Slowing things down a little bit. Just resting your forehead on the mat or maybe a cheek. And then when you're ready, we're just going to lift on up again onto our hands and knees. And you're going to bring your right leg forward for pigeon and your left leg behind you. So your heel can be nice and close to your hip, that left hip, squaring those hips and then melting it down. If you need to bend that back leg in at all, you can bend that back leg up. Just finding what feels best on those hips, the glutes, and then maybe resting your upper body down on that front leg or on your arms. Just staying for a few more moments here. Feel free to make any little adjustments. If you want to bring the heel a little bit further from that hip just to take things further, you could try that. But just finding what feels best for you. So stay for another 3 or so breaths on this side. Or feel free to come out a little bit early. And we're going to meet on our hands and knees so you can start to lift yourself up. And however you want to get back onto your hands and knees. But just bringing your knees out a little bit wider than hip width apart. And start to walk your hands way out in front of you for puppy dog. Getting into those shoulders. So as you drop your chest or your forehead down, just let your hips stay nice and high. And then using an inhale, start to pick yourself back up. You can bring your hands in. That left leg is going to come forward this time for pigeon. So setting it up, adjusting that back leg if you need it, adjusting the front leg, and then maybe melting it down if you want to fold forward. Taking just a few more moments here, and your pigeon on this side. If you want to make any adjustments, feel free. And then just settling in. Taking your last 2 or 3 breaths. And then slowly starting to make your way up. So we're going to transition onto our backs. So however you want to get there, please move onto your back. Laying down, so just bringing your knees into your chest. Do a little rock side to side. Just softening through those hips, noticing any sensations that you might be feeling after that pigeon pose. And starting to let your legs go out nice and long on your mat. Resting your arms beside you. Taking a big breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Awesome job, you guys. Shavasana, our final relaxation today. Your last opportunity for this practice to just stay still, find stillness. The only thing that's really moving is your tummy. As you take a few big breaths. And you just let everything else go. Staying here as long as you would like. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. And until we meet again, namaste.